Good evening, friends. Today, we have Savio Rodrigues in our midst. For a brief period, YouTube and Google was down. Thankfully, it's restored as our viewers did not want to miss this session with Savio. Welcome back, Savio. Good to have you with us in our show.
Always, happy to be on your show, Matt.
Yeah, thank you. Viewers, you could ask questions towards the end of the session. So we'll start this session today with a brief news about Sushant Singh Rajput, his case. Friends, today we received some news from sources that in Sushant Singh Rajput's case, this is not verified, but what we heard is that CBI has prepared its preliminary report, but the file has been held back. If this is so, then we wonder, are there any political powers behind it? It is high time they reveal their findings, and we hope it's in line with what we all think has happened. Hope the Modi government takes this seriously and fast tracks it so we get some relief. Your thoughts on this, Savio?
Ma'am, like I said it before, and I will repeat it again. I have full faith in the CBI in executing the task at hand because the Sushant Singh Rajput case has got national and international importance as far as the reputation of CBI is concerned, and as far as the reputation of the country is concerned in terms of justice to and a celebrity, and more important, an Indian citizen that has happened, which has got a lot of questions. Yes, at times, in the fight for justice, we might continue to feel a little lost and a little lack of confidence in the establishment because they have not really given us that much of confidence over a period of time to have. But I believe, and I earnestly believe, that there are powers greater than even the government, and that's the power of good that will actually ensure that justice, as far as Sushant Singh Rajput, will come through. That's the belief I have, and I know in that belief that eventually, no matter how long it takes, no matter what powers play at hand in terms of political powers, I believe justice will be served over a period of time. And we must continue to be patient, continue to have faith, and continue to pray that everything works out in the right context as far as justice is concerned.
Yeah. See, also, Savio, a very strange thing. I've been doing this series on, women actresses and models who've
Yes.
suddenly gone missing, who have died very mysteriously. And as I do each case, I find that there is a very similar pattern in them, and it's almost like a copycat, death case. So there's something very similar, and then I think towards the end of this, we have to approach the ministry to find out what's seriously happening with all these men and women, because it can't be just a death. For example, this girl, the actress who died in Bengal, she was a
Yes.
part of the dirty picture,
Yes.
Ekta Kapoor's dirty picture. See,
Yes.
they say that she had alcohol in her blood and that her liver failed. Okay, and she just died when she came to the hospital. So when you put all these things together, there's a very devious pattern to the whole thing. I'm hoping that, see, as we go ahead, we'll find more and more about whether there is something really behind this, because in a conversation that I had with Mr. Sood, he was also
Mhm.
saying that there is a pattern, because in Madras, another actress died. She came back
Yes.
from shooting, and she was living in a hotel with her husband, and she was found hanging from the fan, and she had marks around her her chin and all that, and people are saying it could be a murder. So
Mhm.
it's like it's not restricted only to Bombay. It seems
No.
like the whole thing is happening all over India, which makes it such an unsafe place for women, to get into. So yeah.
Ma'am, if I do throw some light on what's happening across, and it's not only women, it's men and it's children, and
Yeah.
it's not only linked to Bollywood. Uh, there are so many unanswered cases when it comes to missing women, missing children, missing men. And over a period of time, if you go by the government's own records, this phenomenon of crime has been increasing. There is no real validation as to what has happened to these women. At
Yeah.
best, the last I read about was about almost 50% of the women have been able to track. So let's say collectively you have about 10 lakh people who are missing year on year. Okay, and you manage to track about 5 lakh. It still leaves answered number of 5 lakh men, women, and children.
Yeah.
Now, women numbers are high, children numbers are also very shocking. The question is what's happening to them. Nobody's asking the question, which is what we had
Yeah.
raised a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
I mean, every case that has been filed, and these are legitimate cases that have been filed. These are cases that the national crime has been tracking, and the government has been tracking. So why would you not want to know what has happened to even one single woman?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
5 lakh women or children missing is a question that we need to ask, because 5 lakh women or children missing means they somehow are connected to 5 lakh families in India, right? 5 lakh families in India not knowing what has happened to their child or
Yeah.
their grandchild or a wife or a sister
Yeah.
is an alarming number.
Yeah.
There is no concrete information as to what has happened. They will tell you that some of them have eloped and changed their names. They will tell you that some of them have been found. They will tell you, but 50% of the cases don't have a closure.
Yeah.
So when you have an alarming number that ranges between 5 to 7 lakhs every year and growing at almost 20% every year, I think we are looking at something very sinister. So
Yes.
whether this is linked to human trafficking at an international level, whether it's linked to a very deviant snuff porn that I mentioned in our previous talk, whether it's dealing with maybe their body parts are harvested
Yeah.
organ
Organ
harvesting.
transplant.
There
Yes.
is no you see what I'm getting at is the government of India
Yeah.
must tell the people of India. See, nobody even bothers, man.
Mm, mm,
I
mm.
don't think any other
That's why it's
publication has
alarming.
ever,
Yes. Yes.
no other publication other than us has asked what has happened to these women and children.
Yes.
I mean, they're taking the answers of the government at the face value of what the government is. I'm saying every citizen who is missing in any part of India, the government of India is accountable for where the whereabouts of that citizen, male, female, or child.
Yes.
That's the least we can do as a government,
Yeah.
right? So if 5 lakh are missing and you don't have an answer to it, then that's alarming. It's not that it's a phenomenon only used to India,
Yeah.
but it's a phenomenon that's happening all over the world. So the
Yeah.
underbelly of crime, which involves drugs and sex and organ harvesting, India is a very fertile market for those kind of activities, because poverty is such a issue in India that people will go about doing things in their need for power. I mean, I'm talking about people who don't have the money, who are desperate for money, to get into human trafficking, to get into really dark underbellies of the underworld, to in terms of organ harvesting, snuff porn, blue movies, all these kind of things, right? But as a nation, we must actually ask the question: what has happened to the women and the children? And when we get that answer as well, we know. But you know what? Nobody's asking that question other than us. So
Yeah. In fact,
I just hope we will find an answer to it.
yeah. In fact, Savio, Kirit Somaya at some weeks back tweeted that 21 young girls were missing from Govandi police station in Mumbai. Who took them away? Who cheated them? There was no, high-level inquiry into that. He's a politician who speaks about
Yes.
such things. And the strange thing is, Savio, all these women are Hindus, okay, and they
Okay.
range from the age of 15 to 42. Okay. And
Okay.
and before this also, Shiv Sena Home Minister has said in a news report that on a daily basis, about 100 children are found missing in Mumbai. But what are they
Yes.
doing about it?
But
Right?
that's precisely
Nothing.
what I'm asking,
Yeah. Yeah.
ma'am. Okay. To a family, to a parent, a child is a very important aspect of their life.
Yeah.
We can't even fathom the trauma that happens to a family when a child is missing. And I'm talking about children missing by thousands, missing by lakhs every year.
Yeah.
Mumbai is not the only place where it's happening all over the country. The
Yeah.
point is, are we being able to find a cause or the reason why they're missing? Are they dead? Are they sold? We have to come to some conclusion, right? We are
Yeah.
arriving at no conclusion.
Yeah.
There is some activity that the government is doing as far as crime bureau is concerned, and times trying to find out what's happened to every case.
Yeah.
But it's just that all cases just don't have an end. So even if you have 50% success, you have 50% which is not success, and that's
Yeah.
also bad.
Yeah.
So I think we need to value our citizens, our women, our children, our men, vulnerable men, more than just life, because we've got so many lives around. So what's a few lakhs and a few thousand, right? But that's not what it is. It should be far more. We have to be far more serious about it, because the underworld and the underbelly in India is only getting stronger, and that comes with drugs. That comes with this snuff bond. It comes with human trafficking, which is horrible as far as India is concerned. We don't even know it because we don't indulge in it. If we indulged in it, we would have known how horrible it is.
Yeah. In fact, Savio, it's also related with gold smuggling,
Yes,
because see, earlier in Kerala, this very famous musician, Bala Bhaskar, he
yes.
died. He said it was an accident, and he and his child died, and the wife had some fractures, and she was in hospital. Later, it was discovered when the father took up the case a year later that he
Mhm.
was killed, and there was a mafia behind it, and even that the wife would be suspect. So when you look at it, you see, I know him personally because he did the music for my movie. you know
Okay.
and yeah, and I remember I was doing a low budget movie, and I told him that it's a low budget. So he said, ma'am, I know you well. We'll do this movie together. And it won awards. Okay. So from then I knew that this man is very down to earth. He didn't care about money. So he was
Correct.
dragged into this gold smuggling. Okay. And apparently the car was also carrying some gold, and the whole thing is about gold. Everything, trafficking, everything is there. It's coming out now slowly, but people just brushed it aside. The government brushed it aside, saying that it was a severe accident as he was on his way back to Trivandrum. Yeah.
You see, one
So
of the things when you talk about gold, ma'am, let
yeah.
me give you an insight. About four,
Yeah.
5 years ago, in the Middle East, there were a lot of companies from Africa that were
Yeah.
making their foothold as far as Middle East was concerned. When I'm referring to Middle East, I'm referring to Dubai.
Yeah.
So what they were doing is they were procuring fines, what you
Yeah.
call gold fines,
Yes.
and they then were trying to find people across different parts of the world, mostly India, to ensure that the fines would then be made into gold bricks, and the gold bricks could have been transported to other parts of the world.
Yeah.
They were looking at India very, very
Closely.
aggressively.
Mm.
Yeah, because India has, at that point of time, uh, it had the ability to bring gold into the country,
Yeah.
because if you look at the past governments that were there, even to a certain extent with our government until recent times,
Yeah.
there was no strict control over the smuggling that was happening
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, however, they've gotten very strict when they realize that there is this massive gold influx happening. So what they do is, when the gold comes in, they get the gold at about 30-40% of the price lesser than what is the gold available in the market, and then they play their volatility game as far as the gold is concerned. And for that, they require mules. Okay, the people who keep traveling are the mules,
Yeah.
for which they get a certain amount of money. Just like you have drug mules, you have gold mules. Now, why I say Kerala becomes an important part of it is because most of them
Yeah.
tend to be Keralites who are functioning out of Dubai in this business.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
I think they do it out of a sense of wanting money. Living abroad, trying to earn quick money has always attracted people. There are times when people have done this for drugs. There are times when they smuggle diamonds. Gold, however, now in recent times has got certain prominence ever since the gold prices started to go skyrocketing. So I think that's the reason why. So they get it from Africa.
Yeah.
They process the gold into bricks in Dubai, and then they sell it across the world,
Yeah.
or rather smuggle it across the world.
Yeah. Yeah. So going back to us, in Tamil Nadu, Savio, the DMK party chief Stalin, in a virtual meeting with his party members, made fun of Rajinikanth and his plan to start a political party, saying, "If some people talk about spiritual politics, they will not win." He said it would be difficult to defeat DMK as they follow the principles of Swami Vivekananda. However, BJP has mocked Rajinikanth and said that he is afraid and therefore quoting Swami Vivekananda. He also said that Stalin is well aware that people will send him away if he says that he doesn't believe in God. Savio, I read an article of yours in Goa Chronicle where you've spoken about him in very flattering terms. What do you think his entry into politics will mean for DMK and BJP? And also your opinion about the superstar as a change maker in Tamil Nadu politics.
Okay. I'm not, like I said in the article, I'm not a fanboy who goes weak in my knees over film stars.
Yeah,
But I'm certainly somebody who gets inspired
yeah,
by people who make something out of themselves
yeah,
from nothing.
yeah,
And I've always seen Rajnikant through my growing years as someone who was nothing and made something credible about himself. So, in that context, he's a very inspirational man.
mm,
So, when I was in Tamil Nadu in March earlier this year,
yeah,
I spoke to a common friend between Rajnikant and myself, and a powerful gentleman who considers both of us to be very powerful, people committed to Mother India. So he said, "I would like you to meet Rajnikant because he's like you in terms of your enthusiasm towards Dharma and Sanatan Dharma. So why don't you go and meet him since you're already in Chennai?" I said, "Sure, if he wants to meet, of course, I'm not going to say no." Everybody wants to meet Rajnikant when they're in Chennai. You want to see whether he can stop the bullet with his bare
yeah,
hands, that kind of a thing. But that's jokes aside. But when I met him and he agreed to it, the aura around Rajnikant is that I didn't see the superstar. I just saw a very common, simple man, and in whose house I went. I had a lovely tea, black tea, which I prefer to drink. And I was supposed to meet him for about 15 minutes in a courtesy visit. We started chatting and it went on for about an hour, 1.5 hour to 1 hour 45 minutes. It was a 9 o'clock meeting, got over by 10:30. And we just enjoyed each other's discussion. He was sitting at a distance. When the conversation got very exciting, he came more closer to a seat where I was. So what did I tell him? I told him what I saw of him, Meena. I saw of him, ma'am, as this. Uh, I saw a common man that could be inspirational to the people of Tamil Nadu. I did not see a politician. I still do not see a politician, which is why my title is simpleton, and I don't mean it in a derogatory word, because in politics he is a simpleton. He doesn't understand politics.
yeah,
Okay, he understands people. He understands that I have to care for people. He understands that I want to do something because this is what Tamil Nadu has given me. I want to give back to Tamil Nadu something. So, in that context, he is a simpleton in politics. Normally people would say a simpleton refers to a village idiot. That's not what I'm meaning. What I'm meaning is that, in as far as uh, politics is concerned, he might not have the political acumen necessary to deal with the devils of politics in Tamil Nadu, because the politicians in Tamil Nadu are devils, and Stalin is one of them, the biggest of all of them, right? And I don't blame Stalin for what he's done, because that's how people have accepted him and that's how people grow. You grow in politics when people vote for you, and that's how DMK has grown, or AIADMK.
Yeah.
But what is required in Tamil Nadu at this point of time is a catalyst so that the aspirations of the people of Tamil Nadu are heard and are followed. Because I think the people of Tamil Nadu want to change from AIADMK and DMK, because for so long you've had these two political parties that are ruling the roost. So there is an opportunity now for a third front to deal
Yeah.
with the aspirations of the people of Tamil Nadu. That third front is not BJP
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
As much as BJP would like to think that they are the third front or available option to people of Tamil Nadu, the answer is no. BJP is not at this point of time. If BJP has to play any role, they would be only do it by 2026. Not that they are bad. That's not what I'm saying. Do they have an opportunity? Yes. Will they get dent at this time enough to defeat DMK? The answer is no. So, in context of understanding what is the ground reality in Tamil Nadu at this point of time, let me say it as clearly as possible that DMK appears to have the upper hand as far as the forthcoming elections is concerned. In order for DMK to be routed or to lose, AIADMK, BJP, and Rajinikanth would have to somehow create synergies amongst themselves to take on DMK
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
Now, whether this is going to be what happens, I don't know. But Rajnikant, when you talk of spiritual tourism, you know, honestly, for the first time in the history of India, do you have a person who's going to announce his political entry and is really speaking about spiritual politics more than anything else? You don't have somebody talking like that. You see, he doesn't want the seat of power. He's not fighting to be a chief minister.
Yeah.
He's made that extremely clear. Though people might want him to be the chief minister, he doesn't want to do that. He's saying, hey, listen, I've got a brand identity. I've got a certain belief system that I want to ensure that the rest of Tamil Nadu understand, that I want to give my best to Tamil Nadu in my last innings of my life. Okay.
Mm.
Besides doing movies, I want to do something more.
Yeah.
So I believe I can condition people to go on my path in a very spiritual way and a very Hindutva way. When I mean Hindutva, I mean Sanatan Dharma way. You know, I want to work on the principles of Sanatan Dharma,
Mm.
and it is this that attracts me to him. I'm still saying he knows nothing on politics, and as far as AIDMK and DMK is concerned, they will eat him raw
Yeah.
as far as political machinations are concerned.
Yeah.
But as far as spiritual grace is concerned, then Rajinikanth stands much taller than all of them. And that is the reason why he will be successful, because he has the hand of Bharat Mata over it. That's why.
Absolutely. See, I had a very interesting incident with Rajinikanth. When I was working as the Bangalore correspondent for Magna Publishing,
Okay.
so I had to, I was doing an article for Stardust, and they have this page where you say, my favorite things. They have to write it
Yes.
in their own handwriting. And I went to the studio, and he was shooting with Juhi Chawla and Ravi Chandra, and he was on this motorbike, and she was also there. And after some time, he came to me, and I said, I'd like you to do this interview with me. And so he looked at me, and he said, no, I don't think I can do it, he said. And meanwhile, Juhi came, and the way Juhi was behaving in front of him was like she respected him so much. She went behind and sat. So then I said, I also didn't take it too seriously. I said, sir, if you feel like, because I was pretty young then. So I said, sir, if you feel like, give me a call if you want to do an interview. So then I went back home, and at around 10:30, I was working late that night. At around 10:30, there was a call, and my husband picked it up, and he had this booming voice, Rajinikanth here. So my husband laughed, and he gave me the line, And I said, yes, how are you and all that. And then he said, I'm very sorry, you came to the studio and you wanted an interview. I'm very sorry I couldn't give it to you. Can you come tomorrow to the studio? We can talk. So I was really surprised. And then the next day I went there, and again he did his shot, and he came down and he sat with me. And then I said, see, this is the thing you have to do. You have to fill it in your handwriting, you know. And he looked at me for some time, and then he said, Meena, I can't do that, you know. So I said, why, sir? Is there a problem? So he said, no, I can't write. You see. So I felt I felt absolutely upset, because inside, because I felt that, see, such a big man, you're talking like this. Then I said, okay, you just let me know, and then I'll put it in my handwriting. And then I took all his likes and likings and all that, and I put it in my handwriting. I didn't tell a word to Stardust. Okay. But that made me realize that this man is so humble. He has
Yes.
absolutely no qualms to tell you what is his background, where he comes from. And like you say, see, if he is really serious about this and he's in this spiritual wave, I'm sure he will be much better than all these people who've been looting Tamil Nadu
Yes.
for so many
You
years.
see, I'll tell you one of the intrinsic qualities of Mr. Rajinikanth is, I think he understands the pain of the middle class.
Yeah,
He understands the pain of poverty.
yeah,
So I think when you arrived and you've seen so much of life and you want to give back,
yeah,
you do that out of a sense of purpose, as
yeah,
out of a sense of service.
yeah,
And that is the reason I am so fond of him, because in that conversation that I had for over an hour and a half, I saw, people could say, there have been movie stars who have come into politics. There have been so much, that's such a part of Tamil Nadu. Yes, of course they have been. They're a part of politics anywhere where movie stars have come.
yeah,
The point is, did they come into politics to make money and to capitalize on their fan following?
yeah,
Yes. Is Rajinikanth doing that?
yeah,
Like I told Mr. Rajinikanth himself, I said, if you think you are going to create a dent with your fan following in politics, then my honest advice to you as a nobody is to tell you that you will create no dent whatsoever, because your fans don't translate into votes.
yeah,
What translates into votes is the aspirational answers that you have for the people of Tamil Nadu, the solutions that you have for the people of Tamil Nadu.
yeah,
I think as an individual, Rajnikant has the spirit of service that is required at some level for a politician of that age. You must understand he's also at a particular age in life.
yeah, yeah,
You cannot expect him to be doing things that a different younger politician would be doing. So, at best, he is somebody that can bring about a catalyst, sort of a change in Tamil Nadu by purely reaching out to the people at the ground level, and being able to connect with them through his spiritual politics that he talks about. you
yeah,
know so he's a very content man. He's a very sharp person. Okay, but in heart of hearts, he's the kind of guy that I can walk to the cart outside in Tamil Nadu and eat a vada pav with, and
yeah.
he'll have no problem. you know so to me, I thought that was very inspirational. I thought I was meeting one of the finest people I have met in India. It's a difference that he's becoming a politician. He wants to take that route. I don't think he'll ever be a politician in the true sense of a politician, but he will certainly be a leader.
Yeah.
He certainly is a leader, and he will lead the people of Tamil Nadu, not necessarily be a politician.
At one point, I met the director Ravichandra of Kannada films, very famous,
Yes.
and he was telling us that, see, he had gone through a very bad patch. He had lost a lot of money, and it was actually Rajinikanth who helped him to come back. And he was saying that, see, when we started the shooting and all that, one day I was very surprised because he came to see me in a rickshaw. He's shooting this big film with a lot of money, and he comes to see him in a rickshaw. He's saying that itself surprised me so much. And then, of course, he went on to speak about his simplicity. So, which are things that all of us have been, experiencing. So, I'm sure it will be a good change, Savio, for Tamil Nadu when
I
he
think
comes.
it's a necessary change. You see, people
Yeah,
like Stalin,
yeah,
you know, being the front runner at this stage.
uh,
There is a history behind Stalin as far as his own character is concerned, his party is concerned, his the Marans and their background behind. So you see, the Tamil Nadu politics, this Dravidian concept of Tamil Nadu politics needs a little bit of change because
yeah,
while they tend to be very pro India, they're not really pro India because they try to keep the thought process still a little alien from India.
yeah,
In the whole dimensions of the politics. So I think there needs to be a little change of politics as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. I don't know whether Rajinikanth will succeed. I
yeah,
don't know that.
yeah,
But I do know that this man's intent is pure.
yeah,
And I believe when a man's intent is pure or a woman's intent is pure, normally things work in their favor. And if they don't, it is just a lesson to learn and move on.
yeah,
I think the people of Tamil Nadu will need to understand the value that somebody like Rajnikant brings to the table. For example, let me give you a comparison. I'm a great fan of Kamal Hassan as well. I think he's a brilliant actor. And his earlier days of movies like Sadma and all are some of my all-time favorite movies in terms of really bringing out the acting. Pushpa was another movie that I liked. But if you were to ask me about the same thing as far as
as a person.
Kamal Hassan is concerned, I will not share the same views. I will say Kamal Hassan is a politician.
Yeah,
Kamal Hassan is not there to serve the people of Tamil Nadu. Might have some ideas, but he will put himself above the people of Tamil Nadu.
yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
the contrast,
Yeah,
between the two men.
yeah. In fact, here, Kishore Chabria asks us, a question. In politics, will Rajinikanth and Kamala Hassan come together on a single platform? Do you
I'll
think?
find it very difficult to see both of them together,
Yeah,
but if Kamal Hassan decides that he want to defeat the DMK, then on his own Kamal Hassan cannot defeat the DMK.
yeah,
So he'll have to align with
yeah,
either Rajni or AIADMK, not
yeah,
necessarily BJP, right?
yeah, mm,
Uh, if Kamal Hassan teams up with DMK, then it's
yeah,
very clear that his intent was to do something uh, on the lines of DMK thought process. So he's going to be
yeah.
which
Your
is fine.
voice,
Okay.
yeah, your
Eventually,
voice.
Kamal Hassan will not have that impact. Can you hear me now?
Yes, no,
Can you hear me now, man?
yes, yes.
Kamal Hassan will not have that impact on Tamil Nadu politics as much as Rajinikanth will have.
Yeah. Uh, you know,
That's how I see
going,
it, man.
yeah, yeah. Going back to the point that we had discussed earlier, this lady Saraswati Tirumalai says, down south, the actress who died, Chitra is supposed to have hanged herself on a ceiling fan when
Mhm.
there was no ceiling fan in the room. Then they said she was found hanging in the bathroom. The amount of lies that come out,
Well,
to cover a murder, yeah, you know. Okay, Sabia,
you see,
moving to
one
another
of the
point.
things we must understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, please. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead, man.
Yeah, yeah. No, you go ahead. You were saying something.
I have no comment on that case, ma'am, because
Yeah, that's fine.
I was saying that one of the
Mm,
things we must understand that when powerful people and stars or movie or actors commit suicides or killed
yeah,
or around hanging or
yeah, yeah,
something that happens to them, there are always two sides to the story. But
yeah,
normally it is the truth that they try to hide more than anything else,
yeah,
right? I think it's a very vicious world, the movie business. I
yeah,
think whether it's
yeah,
Bollywood or whether it's even the South film industry to a
yeah,
certain extent, there will always be push and pulls that happen, because at
yeah,
the height of success, that kind of money, the kind of
yeah,
casting couch issues that happen, the misuse of men and women at that level happens because people want to have that moment of glory being an actor or an actress. So it leads them that way. It's just how they've been allured to it. It's like being allured to something and you're willing to do anything for that. And
yeah,
sometimes those things lead you to that.
yeah,
That's what I think it's there with most people. I think with the people who are already from families who are successful, they don't go through such problems. Like a Kareena Kapoor might not necessarily have to go through a casting couch problem. She's a startup actress.
See, in fact, that was a question I had asked on Twitter, that why do nepotic children, they don't ever commit suicide. They never get depressed. You know, you'll never see a case of, a big star's son or daughter committing suicide. There's never been
Right.
a case like that. So it all adds up. It should come out. Let's hope that the SSR case will reveal, this and bring it out. And then, I mean, a lot of other cases will also. Meanwhile, let's move on to the Maharashtra incident, Savio. Meanwhile, in Maharashtra, the National Human Rights Commission today issued a notice to Maharashtra's Director General of Police pertaining to the arrest of Republic Media's Assistant Vice President, Ghanshyam Singh. Arrested by Mumbai Police's crime branch in the alleged TRP scam probe on November 10, he was finally released from Tiloja jail on December 6 after getting bail. Acting on the complaint of Republic Media's network editor in chief, Arnab, the NHRC asked the DGP to constitute an inquiry to probe the
Yes.
allegations of false implication and custodial torture of Singh. Most importantly, the commission held that there are allegations of physical torture, false implication, and mental harassment of the office bearer of an eminent media house, which cannot be acceptable in a democratic country like India. In fact, Maharashtra Human Rights Commission has also issued a notice to DCP, Crime Branch, Mumbai Police, and sought a detailed report justifying Republic Media's network's CEO Vikas Kanchandani's arrest as well. So these are two things that have come out today. So I hope there will be some action on this.
Well, like I said earlier, Arnab and the Republic team will be targeted legally, financially, and mentally because they went after and they continue to go after a very powerful truth that impacts various stakeholders into that truth.
Yeah,
That truth leads directly to questions that will find answers also in the death of Sushant Singh Rajput and Disha Salia.
yeah,
Everything is connected somehow, which is why Sushant Singh Rajput's death truth is very important. Because if you know Sushant's death's truth, you will know the truth behind Disha Salian's death. You will know the truth behind why Arnab and team are being harassed. Now, I want you to think about it very logically, ma'am, and for the viewers. What would lead the very otherwise competent Mumbai police? And I keep saying that because I genuinely believe some of the people in our police establishments across the country are very good people.
yeah,
So I'm not going to take a blanket statement and paint all of them bad. But what is surprising is that a very competent police force like the Mumbai police force, under political pressure, is making such blatant errors of judgment and action, almost as though they are absolutely dumb. I can't think of a better word. Absolutely vindictive,
yeah,
absolutely forced to act in such a manner that to a normal, sane, intelligent person also you would think 10 times to put these kind of cases on Republic.
yeah,
I'm not saying they are not within their rights. I said it
yeah,
before. If you
yeah,
believe that there is a TRP scam and you think
yeah,
there are certain television channels behaving in it, then that investigation must show
yeah,
that you are treating all of them in with the same scale of investigation. You cannot victimize one person or one television channel
yeah,
only to prove a point because they are important. They are investigation on other subjects related to people who you report to
yeah,
are important
yeah,
and dangerous, right?
yeah,
So that is why I have a problem with what the Mumbai police is doing, and I keep repeatedly appealing to them
yeah,
that for God's sake, for
yeah,
your own reputation, please see what you all are doing.
yeah,
At least maintain a certain amount of respectability in your vindictiveness towards what you're trying to achieve,
yeah,
right? You are losing every single case in court. Then
yeah,
you're coming back and targeting the next person. What are you going to achieve by that?
yeah,
You're not going to achieve anything. You are actually destroying everything that the Mumbai police stands for.
yeah,
What more you're destroying, and I keep saying it over and over again, is you're destroying the reputation of Mumbai
yes,
with this behavior. Now, I can tell you without a doubt, a lot of investors that I interact with tell me that at this stage, owing to the situations in Mumbai, many are afraid of actually going about wanting to invest in businesses related to Maharashtra and Mumbai.
yeah,
And that's not very good for the financial capital
yeah,
of the country, right?
yeah, yeah,
So the Maharashtra government, I understand. There are compulsions. I understand that the police can or will be forced to follow political orders,
yeah,
but sometimes the truth has to shine on you, right?
yeah,
After all, it is your own reputation. It's the reputation of the force that you represent. And a police in why I keep saying that the Mumbai police is really good, because I have personally seen them on various issues standing
yeah,
up so differently from others in crisis issues. It is this particular issue that I cannot seem to fathom as to why are they acting in such a manner. And that
yeah,
only brings it down to that they have to have been so desperate to cover up something for
yeah,
somebody so powerful that they have
yeah,
no choice but to act in that manner.
yeah. And it's see the problem is, Savio, they go to his house and arrest him. It's just like he is some kind of a terrorist. I mean, look at the guy. See, he must be living in some decent neighborhood, and imagine what the neighbors are thinking. He's done some crime, and he needs to be arrested. See,
That's
everybody
the
won't know the
idea,
truth.
man.
Yeah, everybody won't know
That's
the
the
truth.
idea, right?
Yeah, what a shame.
The
I mean, how
idea,
can you do it?
the idea. No, ma'am, you're not. You still not. You're, many are still not getting it.
Yeah, yeah,
They know there is no outcome to the cases. They're not dumb.
yeah, yeah,
You have to understand. Okay,
mm,
they are playing on the fact
mm,
that they believe that the humiliation that the Republic TV employees will get with this constant pressure will break them. That is the idea. One guy, when Arnab was on television and he was like, tell the Supreme Court to save me when he was joining his hands.
yeah,
There was this huge excitement in this lobby.
mm,
That did a juxtapose of Ria Chakrabarti's behavior with the
mm,
police and
mm,
Arnab's photograph in the van to
yeah.
show that
It is with
Arnab,
them.
see Arnab, he's
Yeah,
humiliated. Now he's begging for his life. He was screaming on television. That is exactly what they want.
mm,
But what they have miscalculated, and they
mm,
will continue to miscalculate because they are, they are looking at this problem from sitting on top on a high horse.
yeah,
Is that Arnab's captivated the mind of the people of India. So
yeah,
he's actually seen as a victim,
yeah,
and they are feeling more sympathy, more empathy, more comfort towards Arnab than they would ever do to anybody else because of the stupidity that they are doing. That's the Mumbai
mm,
police stupidity, right?
yeah, yeah,
And that works in Arnab's favor. It works in the favor of the country. But what it doesn't do is work in the favor of the Mumbai police and the Maharashtra government. And I think the Maharashtra government, like I said before, I think
yeah,
Uddhav Thackeray has got very bad advisors.
mm,
Somebody is leading him up a path that would actually put him in a ditch in a couple of months from now,
mm,
and Shiv Sena would be completely not important as far as Indian politics is concerned.
Yeah.
And to me, that's fine.
Yeah.
If Shiv Sena is made irrelevant and Arnab has to continue to fight,
Yeah.
you know, then he's doing that in the interest of the nation. I know that because I know Arnab's mind. And I'm telling you, Arnab and the Republic team will break no matter what the Mumbai police or the Maharashtra government does.
Yeah.
These young people, the young journalists,
Yeah.
Arnab's team, they're a class apart.
Yeah.
They're a class apart. You know,
Yeah.
I know it because I'm in talks with them every day. So I know that man's mind, and I'm telling you, irrespective of whatever anybody says about this guy, in heart or heart, this man is a nationalist.
Yeah.
This man will put India first no matter what. You might think he supports BJP, you might think whatever the hell you want to. I can tell you from my interactions with him that he is a nationalist first, he will put India first, and he will fight this. And the best part is the similarities between Arnab Goswami and Narendra Modi is the same.
Mm.
The more you attack him, the more powerful he will get. So in fact, I think the Maharashtra government should continue to attack him because he will get more powerful. The Shiv Sena will lose. They will lose in this because they don't have truth with them. And Arnab's just backing on truth and the love of the people of India. And that is the reason why he will succeed. He's a businessman in a different segment. You might think many people say many things about him. When you interact with him personally, okay, there are many things Arnab and I disagree with each other on in our kind of journalism. I also disagree with him. He disagrees with me.
Yeah.
But there is one thing he and I agrees with, and that India will be above all our disagreements. And the reason I stand with him and why the people of India should stand with him, because this man is being victimized for standing for the truth.
Yeah.
That is what he's standing for, the truth. He's standing for the truth which you and I could not get our voices amplified. So he's amplifying the voices of the people of India.
Yeah.
He didn't deserve this, Meena ma'am.
Mm.
He did not deserve this. He could have easily, gone ahead and said, okay, let's make a deal and let's get out of this.
Yeah.
But he's facing it.
Yeah.
He didn't deserve to be in jail. He didn't deserve to sit with 700 other criminals.
Yeah.
But he still took it.
Mhm.
It isn't that I'm saying that this man puts India first, because no matter what you target him, please understand the blood that runs in this man, this friend, this brother of mine is the blood of an army man.
Yeah.
So they will always put India first.
Savio, the reason why he's gone to Delhi, is it because you cannot trust the Maharashtra government?
I can tell you he's not in Delhi. And I'm okay with people thinking wherever he is.
Yeah.
Not in Delhi.
Yeah.
That much I can.
Yeah. Going to
And
the next point. Yeah.
I'm glad I'm glad he's hidden
Yeah.
from a lot of things. And a lot of people ask me where is he and what's his number and things like that. My appeal to the people is to please understand
Mm.
the powers and the principalities that are against him
Yeah.
will go to any extent to stop him.
Yeah.
If they cannot do it legally, financially, and mentally, they will take the last resort. So please respect that privacy of Arnab's. He can hear you, he can see you. His team is all over on social media. We are all over on social media. The messages will get to him. The point is, allow him to fight this. See, there's no other way we can win this.
Yeah.
We can only win this through a legal route.
Yeah.
Arnab or any other media does not have the power of the police, does not have the power of the government to go about go about hitting our enemies the way
Yeah.
they are doing to us, right? So we have to depend on the law. And the law will get us to win because we are on the side of truth. So if I had to fight for Arnab and continue to fight for him, I will do it for a very simple premise: is this man stands for India first, and that is what I don't doubt. Otherwise, he did not deserve to go through what he went through. It was horrific from whatever I've heard. It was horrific from what I heard Gansham went through. They don't deserve to go through this, Meena, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
What wrong did they do?
Mm,
They're not criminals.
mm,
They're not robbers. There are so many politicians in our countries, in our states, that are absolutely downright cheats,
mm.
corrupt, some of them rapists. What was the mistake done by Arnab or Gansham or Vikas? What did they do wrong?
Yeah.
That those innocent girls from Republic TV were also had to come in for questioning. What was their fault
Yeah.
for talking on television and being an anchor?
Mm,
What gives the Mumbai police the rights to behave in that manner?
yeah.
So you want to target them, you want to victimize them, you want to get them to leave from Mumbai. I'm making a statement here. Arnab Goswami Republic's not going to move from Mumbai and Maharashtra, and Goa Chronicle is going to set up its office in Maharashtra very soon, before March.
Great. That's nice. That's good
Will
news.
Uddhav Thackeray stop us?
Yeah.
We are soldiers of this country.
Yeah.
You think you can stop a soldier? You stop one of us, hundreds will come out. If you stop hundreds of us, thousands will come out. कितने आदमी को जेल में डालोगे?
Yeah.
कितने आदमी को विक्टिमाइज करोगे?
Yeah.
But we have to fight this, man.
Yeah.
And we will win.
Yeah. Moving to another state that's even more chaotic is West Bengal. We now believe that the fall of Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister of West Bengal, has begun, as at least 4 sitting MLAs of TMC expected to join BJP in the presence of Amit Shah ji in his upcoming state visit. In fact, the deplorable attack on BJP National President JP Nadda his convoy, and Kailash's convoy has only speeded this process. At a press conference yesterday, BJP National President Mukul Roy claimed that though the Chief Minister had promised jobs to the youth of Singur, which is synonymous with her anti-land acquisition move, she has not done anything for them. Slamming the CM, Mukul Roy recounted, Tata Motors had built a factory for the world's cheapest car, Nano, at Singur in Hooghly district. But the project was abandoned and shifted to Gujarat following a massive agitation by the farmers led by Banerjee and her party, the Trinamool Congress, in 2006 and 7. While admitting that he had also participated in the 2006 Singur movement during the Trinamool Congress days, Roy, who was once Mamata's right-hand man but later joined BJP in 2017, said that driving the nano manufacturing plant away from West Bengal was the biggest blunder and has acted as a deterrent for other industrialists too. Back during the agitation in the state, the Tata Motors plant was moved to the western state on the invitation of the Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi. It was this anti-land acquisition movement at Singur and Nandigram which catapulted Banerjee and her TMC to power in the state in 2011, ending a 34-year-long left regime. He also said that 136 BJP workers have been killed so far in the TMC ruled state. The police is serving the interests of the ruling party instead of acting neutrally and providing protection to law-abiding people. How do you see the situation in West Bengal, Savio?
Well, I think
And,
the
and
situation in West Bengal is very heightened in terms of political violence at this point of time. 136 BJP karyakartas have been killed over a period of time, and they've been killed very viciously. They're not. It's been a killing with a message, more like it, that we are powerful and we will take care of you. But the night is always darkest
yeah,
before the dawn,
yeah,
right? I think the reason why Mamata Banerjee or the others are behaving in such a manner is because BJP is creating sufficient inroads as far as West Bengal is concerned. So the reactions are but evident. I'm not saying that this has all been done by uh, Mamta's TMC people. I don't know. Or whether it's done by the left to create a wedge between TMC and BJP. I don't know. But I do know that BJP has a very strong intent as far as West Bengal is concerned. They see West Bengal as a state that they must have a foothold into
Yeah.
to stop what they consider to be enemies of India infiltrating from different boundaries and borders that have been allowed to happen over a period of time. Okay, this is one of the reasons. More importantly, West Bengal used to be really the intellectual and the uh, the economic hub of India of considerable time back. And the people of West Bengal continue to be very intelligent, very economically driven. But for some reason, we have not seen that kind of activity holistically happening out of the state of West Bengal. And if it's happening, it's not known across the country or it's not known across the world. So I think many people look at leaving West Bengal to come to other states to try and find jobs and to try and have an economic activity happening. In that context, I believe that BJP will, because it wants to enforce its national footprint, will go completely aggressive and assertive as far as West Bengal is concerned. But TMC is not a party that you can take lightly. TMC is a political party that somehow has connected with the people of West Bengal in its own way. I'm not saying whether that way is right or wrong. I'm just saying they have a connect which the left at one point of time had, and then TMC came and demolished that left hold stronghold at West Bengal. So I don't think TMC will give up a fight so easily. I think TMC will, as we progress, the situation of political violence in West Bengal will get more, and at the BJP will be more at the receiving end of political violence, and it will get very aggressive, is what I see. If BJP can hold its own and fight this, then the martyrdom of the BJP workers to BJP will have its worth in a victory that they will have over a period of time. I'm not saying that they will have the victory right away, but they will certainly create a dent in some pockets of TMC. But BJP must not make the mistake of taking TMC lightly. Yes, TMC is you see, one of the intrinsic qualities of Mamta is that she connects with a certain very large section of people that somehow, for some reason, consider her to be a leader. She does not fall into your nepotism bracket or your hungry for the seat bracket and all those kind of things. She just connects with them. It's just that uh, she sees BJP as a rival
Yeah.
to her domain. So anybody who feels threatened will behave in that manner. Can BJP upset her if BJP does the right noises, takes the right decisions as far as Bengal is concerned?
Yeah.
I think they will create a serious problem for Mamta Banerjee. That's my view on it.
Yeah. In going back to the farmer situation, Savio, in a big development today, 10 farmer leaders associated with the All India Kisan Coordination Committee backed the three agrarian laws passed by parliament representatives of farmers' unions from several states, such as UP, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Bihar, Haryana, and they met with the Union Agriculture Minister, Tomar, in the national capital. In a memorandum
Yes.
submitted to Tomar, the farmer leaders mentioned that the AIKCC has always raised its voice against laws that exploit farmers in the last 3 decades. According to them, some elements involved in the farmers' stir were trying to spread misconceptions about the agrarian laws among the protesters. They argued that the farmers should not be forced to adhere to the APMCs. Moreover, The farmers' representatives warned that they will hit the streets if the agrarian laws are repealed by the center. The memo
Yes.
also listed other demands, such as the availability of modern technology to farmers, reduction of GST on farm equipment and fertilizers, and the complete repeal of the Essential Commodities Act. How do you see this agitation, and what do you think will happen? Sabi?
Well, okay. Firstly, let's accept one simple truth that any dissent in a democracy cannot be condemned. It needs to be understood. So, if certain sections of farmers have a certain element of dissent as far as the farm laws are concerned,
Yeah,
I think they need to be respected for that and they need to be understood. More importantly, they need to be explained in languages or terminologies that they understand the impact of the laws
yeah,
and the impact of the laws over holistically and not just related to one state. Having said that, the intent of the farmers' protest was a good intent if they would have not turned it as deviant as it's turned out to be.
yeah,
So when you have these large section of people coming in, now you've had people from reportedly the Khalistan segments coming in. You have people from asking for the Maoists to be freed coming in. Soon you might have somebody asking to have Azad Kashmir coming out. You don't know, you know. So, like we had mentioned in July in one of our articles, and this was based on the intelligence discussion we had with our friends in the US and UK. And I categorically stated that sometime in October or November, depending upon COVID's rise or fall as far as India is, there would be a Shaheen Bagh like situation in India, and the state that they will do it in is Delhi.
yeah,
And it is proved to be right. So, in my opinion, if that information and that intelligence comes from my friends in the foreign intelligence agencies,
yeah,
then I am without a doubt sure
yeah,
that there is a foreign hand as far as the farmer protests are concerned. Number one. I'm not saying that there are no genuine farmers. Maybe 10, 20% of them are genuine farmers, even 30%. I don't know exactly.
yeah,
But the ones who are trying to destabilize the government,
yeah,
not arrive at a conclusion, not create a deadlock, blockade Delhi, then your intent is not pure. Because your protest, your anger cannot become the cause for you to cause grievance or strain to other citizens of the country. When you resort to doing that, just like Shaheen Bagh, when you resort to do that, then your intent is not the country. Your intent is not the people. Your intent is only to destabilize the government. So, if the farmers genuinely had, like the farmer associations that met with the government today and yesterday, day before yesterday, they tried to arrive at some level of conclusion. You know,
yeah,
there will be a whole lot of these farmer associations, many of them that might want to put a spoke in the wheel.
yeah,
You know, I don't think the government should back off as far as the farm laws are concerned, because I think the farm laws are progressive.
yeah,
I think they're futuristic,
yeah,
and I think they're also very entrepreneurial in its. If you actually read it and understand it, they are trying to actually take away one of the most important and detrimental aspects of what was plaguing the farming industry,
yeah,
and that is the middleman problem in the farming sector in India.
yeah,
I'm not saying that it might seem that it's giving a benefit to the corporates that might
yeah,
want to get into that sector,
yeah,
but if the government can allay that fear in a more concrete manner,
mm,
then I don't see no reason why you should be afraid of. I think a farmer must get its due for the work he puts to bring food, vegetables, pulses onto our tables. They need to get a fair price. They cannot be misused. All those opposition parties who have been talking about the farm laws and talking against the Narendra Modi government,
yeah,
What have they done to reduce farmer suicides as far as India is concerned? One of the biggest problems plaguing farmers in India is suicide. Why are they suiciding, Meena ma'am? They're
Yeah.
suiciding because they don't have money.
Yeah.
Why is it that they don't have money? If they've got so much of produce, why is it that they don't have money?
Yeah.
It's because they are in debt and because they're not getting a fair price. So I think most importantly, people need to read the farm laws in a holistic manner as far as India is concerned. Okay? It's got nothing to do with one state.
Mm.
So today you have Punjab, Haryana having a problem
Yeah.
because they constitute a considerable amount of the uh, food grains, which is rice and wheat, right?
Yeah.
But there are also considerable amount of farmers that are in spices in the south
Yeah.
who have not objected to it.
Yeah.
There are farmers who do sugarcane.
Mm.
There are other fruits, other vegetables that people are, they are also farmers, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
So why have the Punjab and Haryana people had the most problems with? They have the most problems primarily because the middlemen stronghold in those states are far more strong as compared to the other states. Now, if you remember some time back, we had an agricultural minister. I'm not going to take his name.
Mm.
This agricultural minister created a situation where we had to import onions from abroad,
Yeah.
if you remember, and
Yeah.
it was a scam that came out, right?
Mm.
And what he did was stock or hoard onions
Yeah.
and allowed them to rot
Mm.
only because we could import it from outside rather than us export. The amount of onion produce that we have is enough for us to export and also serve the people in this country. But we were importing at higher the price than what we were paying within the country.
Mm.
So what does it prove? It proves that at the end of the day, politically, certain factions of politicians, middlemen, hoarders were controlling the farmer community. I think Narendra Modi intent on the change of the farm laws was to break this nexus.
Yeah.
And that is what has upsetted everybody in that nexus.
Yeah.
So should the farmers get justice? I don't know what the justice they are looking for.
Yeah.
Are they looking for a tweak in the laws?
Yeah.
If I think, what I think of a leader, and that's why I respect Narendra Modi a lot and I genuinely like him. Sometimes a child does not know what he wants. He might think he knows what he wants. Okay. But a parent, because of the experience, because of a larger understanding of a situation, because the parent wants what's best for the child, he will remain stern and do what is in the interest of that child.
Yeah.
And I think a government must function in that manner that no matter what the people think, if your objective and your intent is pure
Yeah.
towards the interest of the farmers, then I believe Narendra Modi's government will not tweak any laws as far as the farmers are concerned.
Yeah.
And
In
they
fact,
should not.
yeah. In fact, this lady Anshul Chowdhury is asking, what should the BJP do to prevent such situations from arising in the future?
Okay. How do I answer this? It's a very good question. Firstly, can we stop such situation arising in the future? The answer is no. Number one. But the BJP can certainly improve on their communication at the ground level because they must be alert that there are certain factions of our enemies that are within and that are external that do not want an economic progress to happen as far as India is concerned. I keep
Yeah.
saying it over and over again.
Yeah.
An economic progress to India means a, a lack of control to foreign powers to subjugate us to their whims and fancies.
Yeah.
A very strong make in India focus that allows for entrepreneurship to flourish in India makes it very difficult for foreign powers to put us under their thumb and nail kind of a thing. So India needs to become self-sufficient. I think the Narendra Modi government is working on that policy change. Okay, India needs tough policy reforms. It requires tough reforms in various sectors. You see, we are dealing with a nation that is progressing towards becoming a superpower at some point of time. We cannot remain a developing country. We have to move towards being a developed country, towards
yeah,
being a leader. And in order to do that, this this submissive mindset that we had for so many years because of the Congress-led governments is that where our slave mentality continues to be ingrained into us needs to change. We have to evolve as warriors. We have to evolve as strong businessmen. Indians have to be conquering other parts of the world as far
yeah,
as business is concerned. And we are. It's not that we are not. We are. And we will. But to stop us, they need to bring silly protests like this. If the farmers really had a problem and they wanted a solution,
mm,
are you saying if they did not approach the government would have not listened to them? I find that very hard to believe. So I think the intent by most of the propagators or the propagandists in this farmer protest is to show the rest of the world, hey, see, India doesn't know how to take care of its farmers. I mean, what does Justin Trudeau know about India? I mean, you can be the leader of Canada, you know. We know the Khalistani people that are a part of your own government.
yeah,
So my advice to Justin Trudeau is, listen, buddy, stay in Canada. Canada is not Kannada, okay, which is a part of India. It is Canada with a C, right? So poke your nose in your own business.
yeah, absolutely.
Don't interfere in Indian business because you don't understand it. Number one. Number two, any foreign leader having a problem with the farm laws in India can take a walk on the wild side. Because as far as this government is concerned, and far as Indians like me are concerned, we don't give a damn. Learn to look at your own country, it's far more messy. Allow us to clean the mess that you guys have made. A lot of the mess in the country has come because of the white man.
Yeah,
And I'm not being racist, I'm just using the white side term that has been used by them in our country for so many years.
yeah,
So don't teach us. You know, we've got our Vedas to teach us. We've got our Sanatan Dharma principles. You keep your principles to yourself. We know how to take care of our farmers.
yeah.
So Justin Trudeau, you can paint yourself black again to show you're a black person. But it doesn't mean you can come into India and drive a bullock cart, ride a bullock cart out here or push a bullock cart. This is not
He'll have
black.
he'll
This
have
is
a
not
sleepless
black.
night. He'll have a sleepless night tonight.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I do give it to our enemies. They control media better than we do.
That's
Okay,
the thing. Mm.
they really control media better than we do. The left cabal, hats off to them. We are nowhere close to the way they control propaganda.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, what they've not realized, this is a unique thing. The more propaganda they do, the
yeah,
more we grow. Because we have managed to break that control,
yeah,
okay, of the left as far as India is concerned.
yeah,
So now the left and their propaganda is very similar to a frog croaking during the rain.
yeah,
The frog is croaking. He's around.
yeah,
He's a slippery, slimy little creature around. You don't hate him,
yeah,
but you just don't want to go near him,
yeah,
right? You just hear him croaking. You prefer the sound of the rains more than the croaking of the frog.
yeah.
That's what the left cabal in India is, and that is what people like I mean, who's Justin Trudeau? Honestly, he's
Yeah.
of no concern to the Indians.
Manu Makania, he says, post 1947, temporary measures for upliftment have been intentionally turned into entitlements. India today is paying a heavy price of this dynastic rule.
Well, of course, we are paying a price of dynastic rule. And we still continue to pay the price as long as you have somebody like a Rahul Gandhi
Yeah.
continuing to think that he has the potential to become the prime minister of the country, and people within the Congress think that he is the way forward. Well, I guess they think that way because he's the only man who said that he could bring gold out of potatoes.
Yeah.
So when India is going to a bad economic situation, as he claims that the Narendra Modi is bringing India to a bad economic situation,
Yeah.
my advice to Rahul Gandhi, for the love of India, for the love you claim
Yeah.
you have for the people of India, can you
Yeah.
please put the potatoes into that machine you claim to have and bring out gold so that the economic situation of India changes? If you can't do that, please, for Christ's sake, don't make a fool out of yourself. You represent India. You represent a family that was politically a legacy of India.
Mm.
You know, don't insult that.
Yeah.
We might not necessarily respect a lot of them, but they sat in powerful positions, and we respect the positions that they sat. So, if you can help with your potato gold theories and experiments, that would be good. Give the farmers that. Actually,
Yeah.
I seriously think.
Actually, the farmers have a gym. They're getting pizza, they're getting halwa, and they're getting what all? Massage, everything. I mean, the farmers are lucky that they're agitating. They're getting all of
Ma'am,
this
you
democracy.
wouldn't have had to have gold smuggling happening in Kerala
Yeah.
if Rahul Gandhi's potato theory experiment would have worked. Where you put in potato and you would get gold. In fact, I myself would have stood outside his house in Delhi saying, "Listen, Rahul, if you can really do that as a startup entrepreneur, I might invest in your system." You know? So Rahul Gandhi dynastic rule, honestly, I think India needs to get rid of it. I think dynasts are absolutely. I mean, Rahul Gandhi. I like Rahul Gandhi, and I keep saying that. I like him because he teaches every Indian what you should not be.
Yeah.
You know, you have to look at Rahul Gandhi. In fact, you should take his poster, put it up in your home, and say, "I don't want to be this man."
Like him.
Then you will get your vision and your mission for India perfect.
Will be
Because this
clear.
man doesn't have either of.
Yeah. We have Pulkit Kedwal. He's saying, what is our intelligence agency doing? Isn't this an intelligence failure which couldn't gauge this massive gathering beforehand?
I think the intelligence agency. I don't know how would I put it. Sometimes you allow for certain things to happen
Yeah.
in order to show the people the real villain. If you understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
sometimes you allow for evil to be seen
Yeah.
so that you know who the evil is. Now, let's say, for example, we were to say that Khalistanis are infiltrating Indian uh, farmer brigades, or they are trying to mobilize as far as India is concerned. How would you have believed it if I just wrote about it?
Yeah.
Unless you visibly saw it. No? So
Yeah.
sometimes you must allow for evil to be seen. So I think the intelligence is aware of it. They have a hold on it. If it goes beyond, they know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay, but it is very good that the what has happened is before India, when you had the UPA government, you could only guess who your enemy is.
Yeah.
With the BJP government, you are actually able to not guess. You can say this guy is the enemy.
Yeah.
So what they are really doing, you could say that they're not doing it deliberately, or they are being very passive in their assertiveness or aggression.
Yeah.
But I think it is working in their benefits that people are actually getting to see who the enemies are, who the evil are.
Yeah.
And that is good. So that people know that the farmer protest today, if you ask a person, a considerable amount of them who hate BJP will say, oh, the farmers are against India, and the government is against farmers,
Yeah.
and they're bad, and we must throw the Narendra Modi government out. All that will happen. But a larger population of them will see through the propaganda, to the
Yeah.
nautanki,
Yeah.
and say, hey, listen, I have to stand in support of Narendra Modi because he's doing the right thing.
Yeah. Ned is asking, do you think center will declare president's rule in West Bengal?
No, I don't think center will declare president's rule in West Bengal
Yeah.
because they will not do that in Maharashtra either.
Yeah.
Please understand that at some point of time, because I'm an analyst, I can tell you how people look at situation. I think, how would you believe in God? Would you believe in God if you did not know who the devil was?
Mm.
Right? So
Mm.
politics also is that way.
Yeah.
If you have to see the devil's actual true face, you have to allow that face to come out.
Yeah.
Then only you believe that this alternative of God is required. I'm not
Mm.
making comparison that one is God and one is a devil. I'm giving you a logical
Yeah.
explanation
Exactly.
as to why. How would you vote for BJP if you did not realize Congress was bad? The common man does not have the time to
Yeah.
look at national based issues, right? What
Yeah.
is a common man looking at? He's
Yeah.
looking at roti, kapda, makan,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
answer those questions to him, he's okay voting for you.
Yeah. Absolutely. Most of the tweets coming in are all praising you, Savio, because they love the way you speak, and they think that what you're saying is so right. So thank you so much,
Ma'am,
Savio, for giving us. Yeah,
I'm, I'm,
please.
I'm a product of Bharat Mata. I keep saying this over and over again.
Yeah.
Everything that I've acquired over a period of time, and I want to pay this tribute to my mentor, whose birthday was yesterday, Mr. Manohar Parrikar. I was nothing like this.
Yeah.
Okay, I was nothing like this. I was an average Dubai return person who thought India was a place that was dirty, and but I believe we had a lot of promise. If I am today, and if there are people liking me, then that tribute has to go to Manohar Parrikar. I always say, and which is what my new book, which my book is, Until We Meet Again. We're in the final stages of completion.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm more the Eklavya of Manohar Parrikar. I was never the Arjun in his team of BJP or anything of that sort. I was a guy on the outside who went to him when we had the opportunity as a journalist, went to him as a person who wanted to learn with lots of questions. But there was this thing he left me with, it was this immense clarity of thought that he had for the country. And I guess that clarity of thought just rubbed on me. And he was always clear, and he would always tell me, you keep your focus on the nation, keep your focus on the truth, and it will get you through. It will take you places because that intrinsically is what you are. And you say, stick to the truth no matter what. Stick to the truth, Savio.
Yeah.
And I think today when people say they like the way I talk, I think, I would request them, to say a prayer for Manohar Parrikar, to
Yeah.
remember this man, because without a doubt, Meena ma'am, this man was one of the best human beings I have interacted with as far as India is concerned in the political spectrum. And I've spoken to many of them across political spectrum. And nobody comes close to the humility and the intelligence this man has
Yeah.
and had. When I met him, I still see that learnings, whatever I've learned in the last 10 years of my interaction with him, has made me what I am today. And I hope at some point of time, when we meet again, Manohar Parrikar and myself, somewhere down the new world, wherever he is, that he would appreciate, and he would really be happy that at least at some point of time I listened to him and I took his legacy forward.
See, he was amazing, Savio, in that See, there are so many stories about him. See, he never ran after money. He lived in the
No,
same old house. He had a small
no.
car. He didn't have any wants. See, that itself makes him closer to the public. See, that's the kind of politician we want.
I'll leave you with my example. This is a part of my
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
Okay. So I reach the
Can you just give us
secretariat.
a few details about your book?
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
co-authoring a book with Dr. Nandini Raleigh. It's called Until We Meet Again, Mr. Parrikar. We have completed the writing on it. It's going through a process of editing at this stage. I'm thinking on publishing it myself through my brand, which is the Kiana Publisher brand. But there's also been requests, since they know I'm writing one on him, come from other publishers as well. So I'm still on that thought. So maybe by March next year we should have a result of the book.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, but what I wanted to tell you was this one experience so
yeah,
that people know about Manohar Parrikar. So I reached the
yeah,
secretariat around 1:30 in the afternoon,
mm,
1:30, 1:45, and I had to sit down with him to have a discussion on a particular story that I was doing.
yeah,
So he comes up, so he's like, "Have you bought your car?" I said, "Yes, the car's parked." I said, "Okay." And I entered the office. He's the opposition leader at that time. He says, "Okay, bring your car." I said, "Why?" He says, "You had lunch?" I said, "No." So he said, "Okay, let's go for lunch." So I said, "Should I book the marriage?" I'll go to the marriage. He just looks at me and says, "Why? You don't like to eat outside the marriage? You want to only eat at marriage?" I said, "No, I'm
yeah,
just saying you're coming with me." So I thought I'll take you to some place better. No, no, I'll take you to some place better. I said, "Okay." So
yeah,
the car comes. He sits right in the front seat. My driver is ecstatic because he's got this hero adulation as far as Goa is concerned, right? So he's on,
yeah,
and he takes me to this really interesting small restaurant in Panjim. Okay, and we sit. He orders his food. I order my food, and then the bill comes. And as usual, I take the bill to pay. So he gets annoyed. He says, "What's your problem, Savio?
huh,
Which part of me thinks to first want to go to Marriott to impress me, then want to pay the bills?
huh,
You know, do you think I'm that kind of a guy that I would be impressed by all this?"
yeah,
So I said, "No, Mr. Parikar, I'm not trying to impress you. It's just my habit.
yeah,
I normally like to
yeah,
pay the bill.
yeah,
No, I can pay for my own bill and I can pay for your bill as well. Okay."
yeah,
So he paid the bill and all that, and he left. So here you have as an opposition leader who's a political uh, icon. He comes with a guy who's a nobody. That's me. Goes to a restaurant that is frequented by the common people, not a five-star hotel, and is completely comfortable with that. There are people sitting all around. They know Manohar Parrikar is there. He smiles. He's courteous with everybody. But and the best part, there's no security.
yeah,
There's absolutely no security in the car or when we go to the restaurant. So what does that mean? When I tell people and I talk about Manohar Parrikar's security, even when he was a defense minister, because I met him on a flight when he was a defense minister, and there was no security around. He came from a belief
yeah,
that I haven't done anything wrong for somebody to kill me
yeah,
in an unplanned manner. Okay. So he never feared anybody. When the Nigerians had attacked and blocked Goa, Manoj Parrikar actually walked into that situation and that place. So I want to talk to them.
yeah.
That was Manoj Parrikar. A great man, a fantastic leader, but most importantly, a lovely, lovely person, a lovely individual, a good human.
Even the way he dressed, Savio, he was so simple. Just a shirt and pant, nothing, no, politicians' dress or scarf or
No,
anything. He just
nothing.
dressed the normal way a normal man, dresses, and that's what made him reach us so easily.
You
I
see,
mean,
there
he's
was one
so
instance I can tell you. Okay, the same thing you mentioned about Rajinikanth, which is why I
Yeah.
connect with Rajinikanth as well.
Yeah.
He was the defense minister, and he had come to Mumbai to meet somebody for a program,
Yeah.
and then it was getting too heightened for him. As
Yeah.
he doesn't like too much of glare. That is Manohar Parrikar's thing.
Yeah.
So he actually snuck out,
Yeah.
got into a rickshaw,
Yeah.
and went and met this friend of his who's known to me as well.
Yeah.
He does dinner with the family. He
Yeah.
sits back in another rickshaw and he gets to this place where he was staying, either the circuit house or some place he was staying.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Manohar Parrikar. So Manohar Parrikar never had airs about himself. Manohar Parrikar had intellectual arrogance,
Yeah.
and that I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Because what he had was what many politicians do not have is a vision
Yeah.
for the country.
Yeah.
He had a vision for the state. And the best part about Manohar Parrikar
Yeah.
is that he was a simple Goan person who put Goa politics on a national scene. Nobody bothered about Goan politicians other than when they made noise for killing people or drugs or
Yeah.
rape.
Mm.
Manohar Parrikar changed that image that intelligence could also come out of Goa.
Yeah. On that note, Savio, very beautiful memory of Manohar Parrikar, who the whole of India and the world respected. I mean, we miss it. We need more people like that, especially in politics. Yeah. Thank you,
Manohar
sir.
Parrikar would not want statues of him, Meena. What
Yeah.
Manohar Parrikar would want this government, whether Goa or the center, is to invest in education and entrepreneurship on his name,
Yeah. Yeah.
not statues. Take the money and put it in education and entrepreneurship.
See, this is what Anand Ranganathan, when he came to our channel, said, more money should be put in this education, science, technology, so that our
Yes,
country goes so much further ahead. What you said is so right.
that was what
Right?
Manohar Parrikar would want. In fact, sometimes I try telling these people in Goa as well that
Yeah.
you're creating a monument for him, you're creating a statue and all. I mean,
Yeah.
he wouldn't care about it.
Yeah.
The only people who would care about it are the birds
Yeah.
that would go and perch
Yeah.
themselves on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rather use that money towards education because that's
Yeah.
really what he would have wanted: entrepreneurship
Yeah.
and education.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you, Savio. Beautiful session. As always, viewers are so happy, and we'll call you for another session again.
All
Thank
right,
you,
ma'am.
and
Thank you.
yeah, and
God
good
bless.
night. Yeah,
Good
good
night.
night.